Welcome back to HIM tutorials. We are doing nutrition in animals and the subtopic digestive system is going on. So we have discussed up to some important points in the teeth, and today we are going to do the structure of tooth. We will learn to draw the structure of tooth, and we will also found some important facts about the tooth. So let's begin. So there are three parts in which the tooth is divided. First is crown, second is neck, and the third one is root. As we have discussed earlier that the human tooth is thecodont, means it is embedded in a socket. So let's draw the structure of tooth. So this is the bony socket which I am drawing before you. In between this bony socket, there is presence of the tooth. That tooth is embedded in this socket. In between also there is presence of bone. So this part darkened part, this is the bony part and it is called as alveolar bone. Now the tooth is also supported by the gums on both the sides. Now we will divide the tooth into three main parts. That part which is visible to us and it is of white color, this is called as crown. Now the part which is embedded in the gum, that is called as neck. And the third part which shows that the tooth is completely embedded in a socket, bony socket, that is called as root. Now the crown part is divided into two main parts, as the upper part is called as, the upper layer is called as enamel, and this enamel is the hardest substance present in the body. As it is made up of special type of cells or secreted by special type of cells called ameloblasts. Now below this enamel there is presence of second layer, and the second layer is just covering whole tooth. So if I draw the second layer, so this is the second layer. So the dotted part which I am going to draw, this dotted part, this is called as dentine, and this dentine part is secreted by special type of cells which are present on both the sides of the this black part which is called as the pulp cavity. So these special cells which secrete the dentine, they are called as odontoblasts. One more cavity is there which is beneath the dentine, and this cavity is having the supply of blood vessels and nerves. It also consists of tissue. So this cavity is called as pulp cavity, and this is the only living part of the cell. Why? Because it consists both the blood vessels and the nerves in it. One more part is there, as this is the black line you can see and the blue line you can see. So there is between a part, this part which is between the bone and the teeth, that is having a special membrane that is called as periodontal membrane. And this periodontal membrane will bind the tooth with the bony sockets. So it helps in making grip of the tooth in the bony socket. So this is all about the three parts which are present in the tooth as crown, neck and root. The crown is divided into two main layers, that is enamel and dentine, and below this there is presence of a cavity which is called as the pulp cavity. As we also know that the teeth on the basis of shape, if we consider it, then the human teeth is heterodont. It means they are not same in shape, they have different shapes as incisors, canines, premolars and molars. So if you take in consideration, so the incisor, canine, premolars, molars all have basic this type of structure, but they just differ from each other from the above part. And in molars and premolars it is a little bit flat, and in case of incisors and canines it is little bit pointed. And the root part, if we go for, then incisors and canines have one root, premolars and molars have two roots, and sometime in case of 4 wisdom teeth which come at the age of 18, they must have 3 roots in them. And the tooth is very important part of our body, because with the help of this tooth we will try to make the complex form of the food to the simple form in our mouth. So we should take good care of the tooth. But if you don't brush properly, then what happens? The food particles stuck in your mouth, and there is formation of the yellow color film that is called as the plaque, or layer that is called as plaque. Now what happens? As the plaque is formed over the tooth, then this plaque will lead to the formation of the bacteria. Now what is going on? The bacteria will feed on the food which we are eating. So that bacteria, when eats the food, it releases the acid. And the saliva which is present in our mouth, that is already slightly acidic in nature. The saliva has the pH 6.8. And when the acid is released by the action of the bacteria, so this acidic nature become more acidic, and it will come up to 4 or 4.5. That time what happen? The enamel starts deteriorating and it becomes thin, and what happen? The bacterial acid eats up and the enamel part is almost empty from here. So anything which we eat, hot or cold, that is now in direct contact with the dentine, and it will lead to the sensation in our mouth. And if the infection prolonged below than this, then what will happen? The dentine also get infected, and the food item which we are eating, that is now in direct contact with this pulp cavity. So when it comes in direct contact with the pulp cavity, this time it leads to severe pain and we have to look for dentition. So I hope you understand that what is the basic part and basic structure of the tooth, as it has three parts: crown, neck and root. And in our next video we will discuss about the buccal cavity, mainly the salivary glands and tongue. Till then, keep watching. Thank you so much.